We've gone back in time to the 1910s, and apparently our new wife doesn't have the cooking skill. How do these townies not learn this skill? I almost forgot we need to vote in the neighborhood action plans again. I'm gonna go with rock your body since we'll need the fitness skill for work anyway. Lindsay raised her knitting skill and something happened to my rooster. Did he run away? Do I need a fence? Sullivan needs to fish with bait and raise his fishing skill for his aspiration. Lindsay raised her gardening skill and Sullivan his fishing. Lindsay's aspiration should be fairly easy to complete. Sullivan fished up some witchcraft in the pond, but I think I'll keep it for the baby. Sullivan's sister Alvetta came to visit, and she's just mopping up rain puddles outside in the rain.
Stop it. Get some help.
Lindsay raised her knitting skill, and there's quite a few options for the knitted planters. She finally learned to cook for the first time, and Sullivan decided to set the table rather than taking a nap. What a good husband. Oh my god. Why is that the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in this game? I'm gonna have nightmares from that. Sullivan raised his fitness skill, and we only need one more level before he can get that promotion. Lindsay likes gardening now. She might as well with how many plants we have. She raised her knitting skill, and it's time for the next victim of the war.
Some of you may die.
He's sad because his brother died in the war. Come eat the cake. He's late for work. Well, you're not gonna have to worry about work. Lindsay needs to knit one more project while inspired to complete the first part of her aspiration. Sullivan has to fish in Oasis Springs because the lakes in Windenburg froze over. He completed the next part of his aspiration and raised his fishing skill. Now he needs to master it. I asked the Magic 8-Ball if our Uncle Ernest dies in the war, and it said, "So it shall be." How prophetic. I'm impatient though, and to be honest, I never liked Ernest. He was the unexpected twin I never wanted, and so even if the Magic 8-Ball said no, I'd still be doing this. And no, don't enjoy this! Lindsay's brother is here to visit. Don't look at what's happening in the yard right now. That might be your future. Apparently the military lady from Strangerville is Lindsay's mom. How fitting. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten the invite to graduation since high school years came out, and I can't go. No! Lindsay got the Dead to Me moodlet after viewing June's Death Frog heirloom. Did you even meet? She raised her painting skill, and the cow plant still isn't ready again. The piranhas aren't any quicker. Finally! He's freezing to death and drowning. Hey Grim, thanks for special guest starring in this generation. No one told you life was gonna be this way. I love how Lindsay is just fine after watching the whole thing from her rocking chair. Our conservatory is coming together, and Lindsay raised her gardening skill. She completed the first part of her aspiration, and I'm gonna have to cheat to complete the next one. Bruh. You don't realize how little you can do in this game without technology until you do a challenge like this. Sullivan raised his fitness skill, and Lindsay her knitting. She can be a music lover. She's already a snob and a lady of leisure. Why can't any of the Sims in this save have a happy marriage? Lindsay donated some knits to charity and went into labor while Sullivan was trying to take a bath. It's a boy, which is good because the heir has to be a boy again. Let's just hope he doesn't die in the war. Next generation is the 20s. And I think I'll want the heir to be a criminal.
Excellent.
Goopy. That sounds like a gangster name. His name is Cooper. They raised their parenting skill, and the next family member enlisted in the war. Sullivan's cousin, Jay. Oh gosh. He's mean. He's self-absorbed and a klepto. Come eat the cow plant. Wait, did I not? I clicked feed. Well, the Magic 8-Ball read ask again twice, Then, very likely, I'm not keeping you in my house for 4 days, so get in that pond. Our Aunt Emery had another son? Another victim for the war.
But it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Now Jay is beating up our kid's bunny. Cooper aged up into an infant and is calm. We can hang some of Lindsay's knits in the conservatory. Cooper loves being held. Finally, that took forever. Welcome back, Grim. I'm getting some new chickens so we can have eggs again. I'm still using the Simple Living Lot challenge that requires you to have all the ingredients to make meals. Oh gosh, Jay's mom, Emery, is here to witness him die in the war. Sullivan got promoted to Sergeant Minor, and we have another medal for our collection. He consoled his aunt, and we took a trip to the graveyard to drop off the graves. His sister's kid is just here by herself. Now Colton's gravesite is set up, and I added the other two to the first generation's lot. I saw what you did last week. You did? Sullivan mourned his father, and he took a trip with his family to visit his sister Lily. They're all just outside in the street. Lindsay thinks their house is hideous. Lily introduced Sullivan to the first twin. They became best friends, and the other baby is still out there all alone in the street. I'm not judging your parenting. Oh, this one doesn't really like Sullivan. Because Sullivan is generous, he can give his family money. She needs it with these two babies. We're rich, hoarding the legacy's wealth. The cow plant is ready for its next victim, and Sullivan needs to level up his fitness and spar with others for work. He needs to provide feedback to a coworker, straight and honest. Performance gain medium. Sullivan has a great reputation, and Lindsay can knit sweaters for the chickens. We've got the next victim. Soldier. Our adopted sister's husband, Kyler. I'm gonna use him for sparring before the magic 8-ball decides his fate. It said prospect good. This 8-ball is unrelenting today. He's afraid of the cow plant now. You won't be for much longer. The rooster has a hat and scarf, and the chickens a sweater. We have a hatchable egg already, and Sullivan sparred with Kyler again. Gotta get as much out of him before he goes. So we need an orchid to get the death flower. I think all we need is a lily for the orchid.